going to get off to a great start this weekend. This is the most important game we're going to play this year. Why?
It's the right one.
It's because it's what's next. This is what's next. Let's get this thing done. We knew they had great arms. You know, McLean on Thursday, and of course Houck on Saturday. Two of the better arms in our league, and two guys who are going to have great professional careers. And I thought we did a really good job on Thursday night with McLean. He has a plus changeup, and we hung in there and hit some balls hard and stayed on his breaking ball and really fought and had great at-bats and find a way to, you know, scratch out some runs against a very good college pitcher.
We knew they had good starting pitching for sure. You know, I've seen their Friday guy before, and then we'd heard a lot of stuff about their Saturday guy who was everything that we expected. He was very good, really competitive, and he's going to be a big-time draft prospect next year. But as far as the rest of the team goes, it's another SEC team, so you can't take anybody lightly regardless of their record. They have good players up and down their lineup, but we took care of business the way we needed to.
Hard hit ball the other way, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Bulldogs will stop Mangum at third base. Good job of taking a pitch that was away from him and just drilling it through that hole between third and short. The wind's going to really knock most down. And there's a drive deep in the outfield. It might go. It is gone. He hits one of those low-line drives out of the yard, and it is a 1-1 ball game just like that.
The wind was blowing across the other way, and to see him hit that ball through the wind and get it out, that was big for us for confidence, because, you know, it shows that although it's kind of like far-fetched to get the ball out to left field, our righties could still drive a ball out there, because he hit that ball well, but I'm sure he'll tell you he could have hit it better. And to see it get out like that, and especially get a run for us, was a big-time deal for us.
Sunshine on the outfield, shadows on the infield. Mangum, line drive the other way. That's a base hit. Here comes Gridley. He will score, and it's a 2-1 ball game. And the pitch, and he struck him out swinging. He just threw a fastball under his hands and got a swing and a miss.
The ball came out of his hand differently on Thursday night. I watched the ball game immediately after we were done from the center field camera angle, and boy, the fastball had tremendous sink. His average fastball, I think, was 94.1 something miles an hour. He had a great cut fastball working, and his breaking ball, his curveball was working too. So that's what we expect out of Dakota Hudson. He's that talented, and you can just tell from his bullpens, what he's been doing with Coach Johnson. We think down the stretch that he's somebody who can get on a roll.
Swing and a miss to the pitch on the turf, picked up by Kruger and thrown out for the putout after the strikeout recorded. That'll be the 8th strikeout of the ball game for the Bulldog right-hander Dakota Hudson.
I felt like I just played within myself. I didn't feel like anything was really out there. I mean, we got a few runs early. I mean, had some success there, and me and Jackie I felt like real comfortable with him back there. We had a good plan going in.
The 1-1 is hit in the air, deep in the outfield. Chasing back is Harris at the wall, drops the ball up against the wall, falls down as he bangs into the wall, and we'll wait and see how that is factored in, whether it goes as a hit or an error. Around the area, keeping us a date on scores. There's a ball driven in the air, deep to right field, back to the wall, might go, could, gone. Home run, out of the yard. Lowe hits his 4th home run of the year. He just turned on that one and rifled it over the right field wall.
He's somebody who could be hitting 400 right now. He really hit into some poor luck early in the year, hitting a ton of balls hard right at people. But yeah, I mean, he had a big night for us, and we needed him. He stayed on a changeup, rode it out of the ballpark, and really got us going. And you know, really in the middle of all of our big innings.
He just put together really good at-bat after good at-bat. You could just tell he's taking marginal pitches that were close, and he swung at really good pitches that he knew he could drive. So he did a really good job for us.
They're going, pitch coming, line drive, into right center field. That's a base hit. Collins will score. Record of third base will stop. And it's runners on the corners, and the Bulldogs have a 5-1 lead in the ballgame. Pitch to Lowe, and there's a ground ball headed to left field, another base hit. That will score Mangum, stop Kruger at second base. Boy, what a great approach by Lowe. He's looking for a pitch away, and he just takes it the other way with a solid single.
We just put together good quality at-bats. We try to focus on our quality at bats throughout the game, and our percentage was really good.
3-2 coming, hits a line drive, and it is going to drop for a base hit. Robson scores, Holland delivers. Mississippi State's lead is 7-1. For the 8th inning, Bulldogs. There's another base hit, a 5-hit ball game. This one's in the gap. Lowe's headed for second base. Ring picks it up and throws it in. That's a stand-up double for Nathaniel Lowe. A 5-for-5 night, the first 5-hit game of the year for the Bulldogs.
You know, it's a blessing in itself because I worked really hard to get there, and I was glad it all went that way for one game. You know, I put the ball on the ground when I needed to, and got the ball elevated at the right time, and you know, they just kept giving me pitches to take advantage of, and I did what I was supposed to do with them. So it's nice to have it all work out that way.
And Wes Johnson coming out of the mound, and I think they're going to make a change and go to the bullpen. The crowd doesn't seem to be very much in favor of it. But nonetheless, I think Dakota Hudson has pitched extremely well. And listen, folks not happy about it, but he pitched extremely well in this ball game.
I mean, it was kind of funny because he walked out and that's the first thing he said. He said, "They're booing me." I said, "Coach, if you turn around, they'll probably start clapping."
You know, they want to see Dakota finish the game, but he's up over 100 pitches. And you know what's amazing is Kyle Peterson on ESPN, when I watched the game after we had played, he said, you know, exactly what we told Dakota, which is, hey, we're going to let you have the 9th, but if anybody gets on, we got to take you out because we can't let your pitch count. You know, he's got to pitch at least 2 more times in the league, you know, hopefully in the SEC tournament and a regional and a super regional and beyond. You know, that's our goal for him. So we got to get him out there. But had he had a clean inning in the 9th, meaning nobody had gotten on, he probably would have finished the game.
2-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. This ball game's over. Good Thursday night victory for the Bulldogs. 8-2 final. Excellent pitching by Dakota Hudson. Blake Smith finishes it up, and the Bulldogs pound out 19 hits and a couple of home runs.
Guys, it's a critical game because it's what's next. We need to compete our tails off.
Just being able to get the first game and get the first win, you know that you can win the series the next day. It's tough when you lose the first game because you know you got to win the next 2 to win the series. But when you get that first one, you come in with a lot of confidence.
Now the pitch, breaking ball, big chop towards short, bounces to Gridley, throws it across in time. Harris is retired. Gridley did a good job. Runner goes to third base. Now the 1-2 to Bennis. Ground ball to short, grabbed by Gridley, turns around and throws it across in time to get the out. Did a nice job. Ryan Gridley gobbles up the ground ball and retires Bennis.
Gridley, he's our defensive player of the week. He absolutely gobbled everything up. You know, his prep movement is really good. In other words, he's running to the ball before the ball even gets to the hitting area because, you know, he's cheating the spots, and that's what really good defenders do. You see that in the big leagues all the time, and you know, he really got to some balls, tough plays in the middle of the field, and really communicated well, started some double plays. Yeah, you just can't say enough about what he's doing for us defensively, and he's hitting balls hard offensively as well, and doing a lot of things. Had a huge situational moment, sacrifice fly to left field when we really needed a run, and he's been able to do that for us all year as well.
Grid's good. He's a great defender. You know, it's kind of funny you guys brought up General Gridley because up the middle are your guys that you want to be your leaders. You know, catcher, pitcher, shortstop, and center fielder. And he's a really good job being vocal on the infield and getting after it and really giving us everything he's got with his glove.
I feel like I know what's going on. For example, like if a runner's rounding second base and we've got 1 out, I know that he's going to try to get to third base because it's a lot easier to score a run from third base with 1 out. So I'm going to fake and say, hey, Nate, you've got the ball, eat it. And if I can get the runner to stop at second base, that saves us a potential run. So I'm always trying to look at the next thing that's going on and trying to confuse the other team or confuse runners or try to get them to do something that they normally wouldn't do.
Strikeout, wild pitch, breaking ball, drops in there, strike 3 called, and Doherty is out on strikes. That's strikeout number 5 for Sexton.
He was absolutely fabulous, and I tell you what, we put him in a really tough bind in the 6th inning. We forced him to get 5 different outs for us. Should have been out of the inning, and we had a couple of defensive mistakes, but he hung in there and just kept pitching for us. Got a pop-up, got a key strikeout, and just competed his heart out. He has really developed into somebody who can really pitch. He can get to both sides of the plate with his fastball and his changeup, and he's also a guy that can control the running game and really defend on the mound. So he has been able to work out of some jams that weren't created by himself this year, and I think that shows true leadership.
I feel like he pitches through and through like he's the model pitcher for me. I mean, I've spent some time, like I've spent 2 years watching him in his starts, and I've just seen him come a long way. And sometimes I'll get there after the first game and then watch him pitch, and I'm like, why didn't I do that? And then he's making adjustments, and there's a lot to learn from someone who can do that throughout a game.
On the wind-up with a 2-2 on the way. Bouncing ball to third, charged by Collins. He's got it. He throws to first. He got him on a close play. Nicely done by Gavin Collins. A great job of pitching out of trouble by the Bulldog right-hander, Austin Sexton. Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball, shortstop over, boots the ball. Bulldogs get a run. An error charged to Howard, who had a play in front of him at second base. Now he's going to swing away, and he hits a chop up the middle. Second baseman to it, steps on second, throws to first. He is safe. He beats it out at first base. That's what getting down the line will do. The stretch on the pitch. Line shot past the shortstop. That's going to tie up the ball game. Here comes Mangum. Lowe's going to try to get 2. Here comes the throw. It's not in time. A double for Lowe, and we're tied up in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Baseball is one of those sports where not only do you have to pressure defense, you got to hit a ball hard and you got to get the right count situation. Then you got to hit it in a place where a defender's not standing. So there's a little bit of fortune that goes into it, but you got to create some of your fortune as well, and I think that's what our kids were able to do.
On the pitch, and a fly ball in the air. Left fielder will get it. No chance, though, to throw out Robson, and Brown's going to move up also, and down to second goes Marrero, as they threw it in towards third to the cutoff man. The pitch coming. Line drive into left, and that should be deep enough to score Brown. He heads to the plate, and the throw will be into third, and the Bulldogs have a 4-2 lead in the ballgame.
That one inning was fun for us because, it may go overlooked, but that's Gridley and John that are driving in the winning and extending RBI to put us ahead against a really good pitching staff on the Missouri team, and what had been an incredibly tight game that we had been on the wrong part of for so long. So it's a huge credit to them. They work just as hard as anybody else out here, but seeing them get the job done right there was so much fun. They're great players, and glad they got it done.
2 outs in the top of the 9th, and the pitch coming, and a bouncing ball to third, grabbed by Collins, thrown across the diamond. It's in time, and this game's over. Well, a nice job by Collins. He had to leave his feet for a big chop, and then he had to make a strong throw because Brumfield can run, and he threw him out to end the ball game. Brown gets the save. Sexton gets the win. The Dogs win the series with a 4-3 nail-biter against the team out of Columbia, Missouri, the Missouri Tigers.
everybody standing here knows how important this is. Let's finish the same. Let's finish the same. Man, nothing we've done in the past matters. All that matters is right now, and we got to finish this weekend.
He's been giving the same messages the other Sundays. He was saying just keep running the marathon and keep grinding it out, because our pitching staff went out there and gave us a really solid performance between Connor, Danny, and Reed. And you know, we had the huge relay from third, or from left field, where Reed threw that ball to Grid. We throw the guy out at the plate. That was, I think, was going to be the potential game-tying run. You know, we stepped up at all points. Offense was there. You know, we probably got 10, 15 hits, but we just didn't put the runs on the board. But sometimes that's just how it works out.
Sophomore in left field, little line drive, gonna drop in left center field, and the Bulldogs will get a run. Here comes Kruger across the plate, stopping at second base as Lowe. Collins drives in the run, and the Bulldogs have put back-to-back singles together. They had a big inning. Struck him out swinging at a breaking ball.
Pilkington's been very impressive. Freshman's come in, he's thrown the ball in the strike zone, exactly what we need him to do. He really spins a good fastball, but his breaking ball and his changeups have come a long way under the tutelage of Coach Johnson. Daniel Brown came in and did a masterful job for us in the middle of the game. And you know, Reed Humphreys comes in and maybe throws the ball better than he has this entire year. Threw some 96-mile-an-hour fastballs with great spin. And really, that's all he threw, mainly was fastballs, and just really blew some guys up with tremendous spin on his fastball. And, you know, he came up to us in the middle of the game and just said, my arm feels great. I really want the baseball. Coach Johnson went down to the bullpen with him, and he was lights out.
I feel like just the guys that are coming in on, like, throughout the weekend are guys that have kind of stepped up and taken a spot. Kind of earned a role. They know what they're doing. Whenever they do go out there, they compete while they are. I just feel like Connor Pilkington got us off to a great start, and then Daniel Brown really took the reins from there, and then Reed closed the books in a pretty good way. So it's just guys stepping up and really coming prepared for every game.
Pitch to Rooker, line shot up the middle. That'll get a run home. Bulldogs regain the lead.
I thought we swung the bats better than the score indicated, but again, you know, Missouri had something to do with that. I think they pitched it well situationally, and they did a really good job defensively in the ball game as well. So we just had to stay in there, keep competing, keep forcing something to happen, and finally we scratched some runs across the board.
And he lines one, and it's going to be a base hit into left center. A run scores, a runner goes from first to third.
That's just what you get from grinding out ABs all day. You know, you gotta have that mindset of there's no way this dude's gonna get you out. You're gonna be the best guy at the time. You're gonna get the job done. There's nobody else that's gonna get it done. So we did that 1 through 9, and then whoever got into pinch hit did it, and everybody did their job, and we liked the result a lot.
Ball and 2 strikes to Sharp, and the pitch on the way, and it's on the outside corner. Strike 3 called, and this ball game is in the record book.
We have a lot of confidence coming into this next series. I know that we have a chance to win the outright SEC regular season championship. So we're really going to give it our all to go ahead and try to sweep throughout.
Road games are never any joke, especially in our conference. So just get out there and compete just exactly like how we should. Take care of the game. That's how we're gonna take the win.